in the vast emptiness of the cosmos, where only the infinite heavens hovered above, and the restless, swirling waters stretched endlessly below, Olodumare, the supreme creator, sat in contemplation. The time had come to bring forth the earth, a new realm that would host life, order, and beauty. Within the celestial court, the Orisha gathered, each adorned with the luminous glow of their divine essence. Among them stood Obatala, the sculptor of life, revered for his wisdom and creativity. To him, Olodumare entrusted the sacred mission to create the world. Obatala was given 4 divine tools: a golden chain, forged in the fiery furnaces of Ogun, the god of iron, its links imbued with unbreakable strength; a snail shell filled with fertile sand, the essence of the earth; a white hen, chosen for its sacred role in scattering the sand to form land; and a single palm nut, destined to give life and sustenance to the barren world. Dressed in flowing white robes that shimmered like the morning light, Obatala bowed before Olodumare, vowing to fulfill this monumental task. He descended from the celestial realm, holding tightly to the golden chain, which extended endlessly into the void below. As Obatala approached the swirling waters, his descent was interrupted by a grove of ethereal trees suspended in the heavens. Their fruit glowed with an alluring light, and beneath their boughs sat a calabash brimming with palm wine. The sweet aroma wafted through the air, intoxicating in its richness. Obatala paused, tempted by the mysterious offering. Surely, a small indulgence would not harm his mission. He took a sip, then another. Soon, the divine nectar clouded his senses. Lost in the haze of indulgence, he stumbled, the golden chain slipping from his grasp. The sacred tools fell, and with them, his resolve to complete the task. In the celestial court above, the Orisha watched with growing concern. Among them was Oduduwa, Obatala's younger sibling, known for his determination, ambition, and strength of will. Unlike Obatala, Oduduwa was not content with passive observation. Seizing the tools of creation, he declared that he would finish what his brother had begun. Draped in royal blue robes adorned with golden beads, cowries, and intricate patterns that spoke of his divine authority, Oduduwa descended the golden chain, his eyes fixed on the boundless waters below. When Oduduwa reached the surface of the churning ocean, he stood still for a moment, gazing at the endless expanse. The heavens above seemed distant now, the waters below alive with ancient power. Determined, he opened the snail shell, pouring its sacred sand upon the waves. The white hen, perched gracefully on his arm, leapt forth and began to scatter the sand with its claws. With each stroke, the waters receded, and patches of land emerged, solid and firm. Oduduwa moved carefully, planting the palm nut into the earth. Almost immediately, a great tree sprang forth, its roots delving deep into the newly formed ground, anchoring it to the foundation of the universe. Its branches stretched skyward, a bridge between the heavens and the earth, a symbol of unity between the divine and the mortal. For a moment, all was still. Oduduwa stood on the land he had created, marveling at the lush greenery that spread before him, the rivers that began to carve their paths through the soil, and the life that seemed to hum faintly in the air. The world had begun to take shape, and it was magnificent. Yet the peace was short-lived. The waters that surrounded the land began to churn violently, rising in turbulent waves that crashed against the edges of the new creation. From the depths of the ocean came Olokun, the goddess of the sea, her form both beautiful and terrifying. Her garments, woven from pearls and seaweed, shimmered with the hues of the ocean depths, and her eyes glowed with a fierce, unyielding light. Olokun's voice echoed like the roar of a tempest as she confronted Oduduwa. "This domain is mine," she declared, her presence commanding and vast. "You dare to claim the waters without my consent. You dare to rise above what I have ruled since time began." Oduduwa stood firm, his staff planted in the ground, his gaze meeting Olokun's without wavering. "The earth must rise," he replied, his voice steady and resolute. "It is the will of Olodumare, and I shall see it done." Olokun's anger surged like a storm, and the sea around her rose higher, crashing against the newly formed land. Her wrath threatened to undo everything Oduduwa had built, and the clash between the goddess of the sea and the god of creation seemed inevitable. Lightning crackled in the distance, and the wind howled as the balance of the universe trembled. The wind howled, and the waves rose higher, crashing against the edges of the new land. So began the saga of creation, a story of triumph, temptation, and divine struggle.